PFT Media.
What's up, my dudes? It's Billy D. Welcome to the Post-Mortem.
Shut up and sit down.
Today we've got some great movies. Number 35. Number 35 is a very pioneering movie. It kicked off one of the most confusing and all-around horror franchises, if you can believe that. And it's the 1984 James Cameron sci-fi action classic, The Terminator. This is the movie that, well, it started the Terminator franchise. It launched Arnold Schwarzenegger, into superstardom. It kicked off Linda Hamilton's career, it kicked off Michael Biehn's career, and Cameron would go on to reunite with Michael Biehn for The Abyss and Aliens a couple of years later. For those of you who don't know, The Terminator is about a time-traveling robot assassin that's been sent back in time by his evil robot overlords to assassinate a young waitress by the name of Sarah Connor because she gives birth to the savior of humanity. This is a really odd film because it deals with time travel and it deals with science fiction, concepts, but on such an 80s action blockbuster scale. There are epic car chases, explosions, big factory scenes. This is one of Cameron's best films. I think this might be Cameron's first feature that he finished because I'm almost certain he was fired from Piranha 2. A lot of people would argue that T2 Judgment Day is better than Terminator, and depending on the day, I'm inclined to agree. But there's something really great and gritty and real about the Terminator. It's not a big spectacle. It was all practical effects. They just really did a great job with this film. Don't waste any time. See The Terminator. Number 34. One of the youngest, most exciting filmmakers working today is Paul Thomas Anderson. He hasn't made that many films, but his average is outstanding. He went, basically 4 for 4 early on in his career. Hard 8, Magnolia, Boogie Nights, Punch Drunk Love, but we're not talking about those movies. Right now we're talking about There Will Be Blood. There Will Be Blood is an epic, grandiose drama about the oil industry, specifically the American oil industry at the turn of the century. And it follows one man, Daniel Plainview, and his quest. He wants to be a captain of industry. He won't let anything stop him, specifically some yokel preacher. This movie operates on so many levels. When I walked out of it in the theater the first time, I felt like I had sort of seen a horror movie. It's so suspenseful, intense in places that you just clench up, when you're watching Daniel Day-Lewis and Paul Dano go toe-to-toe in some of these scenes. They're framed different sides of the same coin. And this movie is fantastic. It's very long, so it requires an investment of time on your behalf. It's one of PTA's most rewarding films. Seriously, There Will Be Blood. Just go do it. Right now. Come back. No, wait, then go. Number 33. Number 33 is another Paul Thomas Anderson joint, and that would be Boogie Nights. This is his 1997 movie starring Mark Wahlberg and then every character actor ever. It's got John C. Reilly, Don Cheadle, William H. Macy, Julianne Moore, Heather Graham, Burt Reynolds. This cast is phenomenal. It's a who's who from 1970 to 2000. Philip Seymour Hoffman's in this movie too. And he's incredible as this, just pent up, repressed weirdo that hangs out on the fringes of the 70s porn kingdom. It's an unbelievable comedy with amazing drama, and it makes the porn industry seem very human. Boogie Nights humanizes all these people, and it makes you root for them or hate them, you know, and not for what they do, but just who they are. And that's what's amazing about Boogie Nights. On top of the fact that, like I said, it's probably one of the funniest movies of the 90s. And what are you waiting for? Get your boogie on. Number 32. I said on the last episode that I am a sucker for a good time travel movie, as well as a bad time travel movie. And up next, we got one of the kings of time travel movies, and that's Robert Zemeckis' Back to the Future. I really don't think I need to say anything about Back to the Future. That's how good it is. Number 31. Number 31 is arguably one of America's greatest directors' greatest films. It's about 99.998% perfect. And that's Martin Scorsese's Goodfellas. I really believe that Goodfellas is that close to perfection. And it's one imperfection that might make it perfect. There's an argument to be made for that. De Niro's cigar is the only error in the entire film. Now, for those of you who don't know or aren't familiar, Goodfellas is Martin Scorsese's sprawling crime epic that covers the New York City 1970s to 1980s. It covers Henry Hill's journey into organized crime and, you know, his betrayal of his masters. It starts like any good, you know, New York crime movie with just a bunch of kids who look up to gangsters. And that's about it. Then they decide that they want to be gangsters too, because the gangsters get the clothes, they get the girls, they get the cars, they get the money, they get the power. And those are the 5 things that these 3 boys really want. And these 3 boys, played by Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro, and Joe Pesci, all at their primes. These guys are delivering career-making performances. And Scorsese delivers a career-making film. I mean, the guy rarely delivers a turd, but when he's on fire, he is on fire. And Goodfellas is pretty much on fire from the moment it starts to the moment it ends. If you haven't seen Goodfellas, I don't know what you've been doing for the last 30 years. You've had plenty of opportunities. It's always on TBS or TNT or HBO, any of the channels. I'm sure it's on right now. What are you waiting for? Go see Martin Scorsese's Goodfellas. And then go watch all the other Scorsese movies. If you haven't seen a Scorsese movie, I don't even know how you found this. Whoo! Haha! We are done. Done with episode 14. I want to say thank you to my assistant Evelyn. She's over there. You can't see her, but she's there. And I want to say thank you to all of you. And remember, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm lonely up here. Talk to me down there. Stay cool. I'm Billy D. Brooklyn's best coffee.
A PFT Media production.